the best to you from
FuzzJockRadio.
KMRT.
FuzzJockRadio.
Good news, everyone!
League's canceled! League's canceled!
Well, I know the owners are 100% committed to getting baseball back on the field. Unfortunately, I can't tell you that I'm 100% certain that's going to happen. I'm not confident. What
happened? What happened? League's canceled! League's canceled! League's canceled! Oh, yeah. Okay, I'm closing that window. Trevor May is still out there telling us that the league's canceled, even though we'll get to that. We'll get to that. First off, welcome back. We are FuzzJockRadio, a premier sports entertainment, sports show extraordinaire podcast stuff that's on FuzzTalkRadio.com, and you are listening to that right now. It is 10:30 p.m. Central Standard Time in Minnesota, and 8:30 p.m. not Central Standard Time in LA. And then there's another person here in Mankato, and we are FuzzJockRadio. And I'm going to stop and just introduce our host.
I'm Jamez.
There we go. Got Jamez.
Yo, C-Dubs here.
You got C-Dubs, and we got me, Fuzzy.
Hey.
Just want to apologize right quick. I don't know why C-Dubs before the show had to point it out, but I am very nervous. I don't know why. I was shaking my leg, and he noticed that I was shaking my leg. He's like, "What's wrong, Fuzzy?" And I'm like, nothing. And he's like, "You're nervous." And I'm like, maybe I am. I mean, we have one more episode after this episode, so that means that this episode has to be like one of the best episodes of the season, to go out in a bang. We need to go out in a bang, guys. And
yeah, it's a penultimate episode. Like penultimate.
The penultimate, yeah. And I don't know if correct me if I'm wrong. Am I putting too much pressure on us, on myself? Am I putting this episode on a pedestal, or what? What?
I think we deserve the pressure.
Oh boy. Okay.
Yeah. We've built it up. We deserve to have pressure on us to do good. So,
okay.
it's not unfair to be nervous.
I mean, we did have a lot of upgrades throughout the season, and
many upgrades.
Got to use the upgrades for our advantage, right?
Mm-hmm.
James, it looks like you have something to say.
Oh, I'm just a big fan of penultimate things. All things penultimate.
Okay, so you're saying that you're a fan of penultimate things, so that makes it should make it a little bit easier that the pressure should be taken off because we actually enjoy it,
Oh, absolutely.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Let's do this.
So let's do this. James, how was the week since our last episode? What did you do? What's going on?
So much.
Yeah. What's up?
So much. I've been working, hanging with my son.
Mm-hmm.
Had a Father's Day.
Oh yeah, happy Father's Day, dude.
Hey, thanks.
That's great.
Yeah.
That's it. Do you want to expand on any of that, or I mean, like?
I miss bowling.
Okay.
That's about it.
Okay. C-Dubs.
Well, I just want to remind everyone, throwback to an older episode, if you remember how James bowls, it's much like how bowlers in cricket bowl. He throws the ball and it bounces from one lane to another until it hits the pins. Just wanted to remind everyone that's how James bowls.
That's not verifiable.
We might have video, but luckily for you, this is not a video cast.
Yep. But my week was good. I've been back to work. It's interesting to be in the stadium and alone because I don't really interact with anyone, which is a good thing, though. It's nice to work and not have to worry about interacting with people.
So the Dodgers are getting prepared for the next season, allowing some of their in-house workers to come back?
Yep, some of us are allowed. We have clearance to go into the stadium on specific days, so that's what I'm up to. I only go in about 2-3 days a week, though.
Yeah, you had mentioned to me that it's 100% voluntary if you want to go in or
Yes.
not.
Yes.
Well, that's cool.
Mhm.
And then if you decide you don't want to, you still get paid.
Yes, correct.
So
And I still get paid full-time salary, even though I'm only working a couple days a week.
that's fucking awesome, man. That's a
Yeah.
really good thing. And I'm
Unions are important, people. Unions are very important.
but I bet it was nice to get back to work a little bit. I mean, you've been locked up since February,
Just the beginning of March.
March. Okay.
Yeah, but just the
Of
beginning of March.
2019.
Yeah. But
been a
yeah,
long time.
it was nice to get out. I've not really left the house at all most of this time, so it was nice to actually, even though I live near the stadium and it's only, 8 blocks away, it's still nice to go out, but
Well,
be out of the house.
Well, good for you. I'm happy that you've been able to get out of the house and do some work.
Yep. How about you, Fuzz?
What you doing?
What was your week like?
Oh shit!
Yeah, you weren't ready for this, were
I
you?
wasn't. I wasn't this time at all. Like usually I'm so prepared. Like I have like a statement ready, and it's just like, okay, we're gonna go over this point and this point of the week. This happened on Tuesday and this happened on Wednesday and that happened on Friday, but we got to talk about Thursday because that sets up for what happened on Friday that ultimately on Saturday had nothing to do with any of the week. But the Major League baseball owners voted unanimously to proceed with the 2020 season under the terms of their March 26th agreement with the Major League Baseball Players Association, the league said in a statement Monday night. After the union's executive board voted down MLB's latest offer of a 60-game season with expanded playoffs, the owners' vote now gives Commissioner Rob Manfred the power to implement a schedule of his choosing, likely between 50 and 60 games. We're getting right into it, guys.
Let's get into it.
That doesn't sound right, though. That sounds like league is not canceled.
Baseball is fun again in Minnesota.
Well, I mean, they say they're going to do it, but they've said they were going to do it for 2 weeks, so I still don't believe anything. And the main thing is they're still going to probably file a grievance, which is the thing the owners don't want. So they probably will pull out in the last second and not do it anyway. Who knows? Who knows? No one knows.
Someone knows.
They don't know.
Someone knows.
Well,
but he has the power to do it. He could say, 50-game season, here's the schedule, and they would have to do it.
And go.
And go.
Yeah, here's schedule, go.
But
the problem is that the reason why they're having these difficulties of it restarting or not restarting or deciding if they want to do this or not is not due to the pandemic more it's more or less money again.
Mm-hmm.
Once like that sound bit that I got of the commissioner during the intro there, the rest of the clip he talks about how they were ready to go, they're ready to go, but then the players said that they needed more money or they needed something else, and they just shifted the blame right back on the players when last time we were talking, the players are ready to go.
Yeah, they still are.
And none of the news that I've read even really talks about safety precautions or how they're going to get how the pandemic's going to work or how this is all going to work with the pandemic. They don't even know what host cities they're going to have it in yet. And they're fucking talking about money.
I'll tell you. You ask how it's going to work. I feel like, spoiler alert, it's not going to work in a pandemic. So what are you going to do? You know, they gotta. It seems clear that, man, the owners, I mean, probably care a little bit more about money and are just trying to figure out how to make it
League's canceled.
seem like it's not their fault.
Well, that's exactly it.
Yeah.
And it sucks because once again you get to the point, you get to this whole point thing of it being the owners are more worried about their money, and right now is a good time to renegotiate contracts because they're not playing the whole season, so they don't deserve that money that they didn't play, and it's like, what's that term you call when somebody just comes out of the fucking grass and they end up being that fucking snake, man? Like it just really pisses me off.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I mean, how far are we into the right? Like, if the season was going right now, how far would we be into it right now? Would we be?
Oh, the Twins would be like 115-0 by now.
How many home runs? About 300 home runs right now.
Yes.
Easy.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
No, but
seriously,
we
would be preparing for the All-Star break. That's like right now. If the season were going on, I would be bent over a barrel preparing for the All-Star game. Going to be soon at Dodger Stadium, but that's not what's happening anymore. But that would be where we would be, almost the middle of the season.
Which is that's crazy. That time went by fast. I can't believe we're already at the middle of the season. I can't believe we're at the end of our season. But once again, where does it become the crazy idea of just, like, when does the crazy idea become reality of just canceling the season and just preparing for next season? Like, they have all this time to prepare for next season to make sure that everybody's either cured or everything's a lot more secure and ready to go.
Why is that seem like a crazy idea?
It doesn't. I don't know.
I have not seen or heard anything in the news of being like, it's all. Let's figure out how to make it work. Let's figure out how to make it work, and like nobody's coming up with interesting ideas on like how do we make it not work and work. How do we feasibly cancel the season? How come no one's even trying to like figure that out?
Just act like 2020 didn't exist, and
Yeah.
this is cancel year. Like it's
cancel year.
A lot of things are, a lot of people and a lot of things are being canceled because of racial undertones and inequality stuff, and
cancel the year.
Just cancel the whole year.
We're gonna use the year to cancel a lot of
all those things.
Yeah.
And I don't know. It just boggles my mind, especially with Major League Baseball, and now that we're halfway at the halfway season point, because it hasn't even started. There isn't any stake in the season whatsoever anymore, other than money, and it's potential money. I mean, yes, the Dodgers are losing a lot of money on salary by paying without having any revenue coming in right now. But at the same time, start pushing your online sales, start pushing all that merch, and make special merch for the canceled season.
There you go.
People love novelties. And right now they're sitting at home making their money. People are have a revenue stream coming in because luckily parts of the government have given people some stimulus checks, and some people are working from home, and there's a lot there's people out there that want to spend money right now too, and they don't want to go. They don't want to go out. Online ordering's the big thing right now.
Yeah.
Fucking make some specialized merch.
Well, the problem is too, is like they should be pushing this, but Fanatics is so bad at doing fan service as far as like customer service goes.
Yeah.
Like they delay. takes like a new product will come online. It'll be like, you can order it now, but it won't ship for 2 months. And then it takes a week to get to you. But it doesn't tell you this until after you've made your purchase. So people are fed up with purchasing through Fanatics and want to buy directly from the teams. And in fact, my team is working on a way to do curbside pickup from Dodger Stadium.
Sweet.
So you can't exactly. They're doing it in an Instagram style store. All the products that are available are on Instagram, on the pictures. You say what you want. You call a number. You say what you want. That's based off the Instagram. They put it in a bag. You show up. It's all digitally done. Boom. They just put it in your trunk. You drive away. No contact or anything. And they're doing this because of how bad people are having interactions with Fanatics.com and stuff like that. So what you're saying is dead. Like, it's correct. That's exactly what people or teams should be doing to try and make for this revenue. And you're right also about the special products. I bought a T-shirt for an event I watched because it was specifically saying, like, I had to watch this at home because I couldn't leave my house. And I was like, that's great. The money went to COVID, research as well, along with being for an event that I will remember because I had to watch it from home.
Yep.
Like, people want that kind of stuff. So you're completely correct in everything you're saying right there.
Yeah, and I mean
You're so correct, dude.
Thanks. And just not even just merchandise. They have a lot of product that they can revamp and sell, and instead of just sitting around like little crybabies, what do a lot of people fucking say? Pick up your fucking bootstraps and fucking work and do something. Like, get it done. Don't fucking just sit there.
But they don't know how to. They don't have bootstraps. So they gotta like drag other people's bootstraps.
Yeah.
Well, it's because they have cleats and they get stuck in the ground, so then they can't drag their feet.
Yeah.
Well, let's
symbolism.
Let's not get me too mad, not too riled up, because we got this new. I'm drinking this fucking thing that's. Maybe it's this thing that I'm drinking here. I'm not gonna.
Maybe that's what's got you all riled up.
No.
Yeah.
I mean, it's a like, what do you call it? It's okay for me to be mad about that because.
Yeah.
It's stupid. Like, they should just cancel the season. But I'm not gonna say the
Okay,
name of this stuff because. We're not sponsored by anything, and if you
we just
wanna,
like to drink things.
Yeah, I just like to drink
beverages.
Energy drinks is an energy drink, and it's not making me mad. MLB is making me mad, and you know what?
And this next topic is going to make us really mad.
Yeah, and I just wanted to tie in FuzzTalkShop.com for any of your merchandise needs because we're just talking about how the Dodgers or Major League Baseball should do that, but we
do it.
We're going to talk about a happy thing. How about that?
We do it.
So the Minnesota Twins are deciding on their own. I mean, I'm sure they got pressure, but this statue didn't have to get toppled down. I mean, that'd be great if it got toppled down, but
yeah.
But they're deciding to remove a statue of this dude named Calvin Griffith, who was ex-owner of the Twins. And why is that, C-Dubs? Who was this Calvin Griffith? Why are they taking away the statue?
So he was the original owner of the Twins back when they were the Washington Senators, and he's a racist piece of shit. He basically moved the Twins to Minnesota because he felt that there were less black people here and did not want them going to his games.
Well, he was quoted.
He was quoted saying this back then.
James, do you want to read the quote? Or I got it here. This is what he said. I'll tell you why we came to Minnesota. It was when we found out you only had 1,500 blacks here. He probably said a different word.
Probably.
Black people don't go to ball games, but they'll fill up a wrestling ring and put up such a chant it will scare you to death. We came here because you've got good, hardworking white people here. And this is what this dude, Griffith, the ex-owner of the Twins said when he brought them over from the Washington. Fuck him. Where was this? Where was this statue? Oh, like at the stadium?
At Target Field.
Okay. And the Twins said our decision to memorialize Calvin Griffith with a statue reflects an ignorance on our part of systematic racism present in 1978, 2010, and today. We apologize for our failure to adequately recognize how the statue was viewed and the pain it caused for many people, both inside the Twins organization and across Twins territory. We cannot remove Calvin Griffith from the history of the Minnesota Twins, but we believe removal of the statue is an important and necessary step in our ongoing commitment to provide a Target Field experience where every fan and employee feels safe and welcome. Well, good on the Twins.
I think that's a solid statement.
Yeah, they admitted that they were dumb.
Yep.
I like that.
Yeah, they owned up to it, you know.
Mm-hmm.
They owned up to
it. That's a good example of apologizing with humility.
They owned up to it, provided action, and committed to action for the future.
Yeah. This is the best team in the world, so.
You know, yeah, so that's good. That's good news for the Twins to do that. Once again, this is gonna be a tough episode, guys. I have a feeling.
Yeah, I just saw in other fucking disgusting news.
Yeah.
Some intimidating action was done to the NASCAR driver. What was it? Bubba Wallace?
Yeah, Bubba Wallace.
His name?
Yep.
Yeah. So. Yeah, but because of that,
so
in response...
So Bubba Wallace was NASCAR's only black full-time driver.
Uh-huh.
Yes.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's crazy, man.
One.
That is fucking crazy. I mean, I know that they... I would expect more people, more black people to be in NASCAR. I mean,
there's one.
There's just one in 2020.
Well, and you know, hopefully after this, you know, this could give some reason for other people, you know, to open that to more blacks and diverse drivers.
So let's set up the timeline here. Last week, right around when we aired last week's episode, did we talk about it at all? That
NASCAR banned the Confederate flag.
Yes. Okay. That happened last week, and now this week, Bubba found a noose in his car.
In the garage.
In the garage.
Yeah.
You know, and just, you know, fucking intimidating right there, you know, like.
It's disgusting.
Horrible. So, I mean, this happened on Friday or Saturday, I believe. What was the response to any of this? I really didn't see.
So they, as a response, basically all the drivers unified, got together and marched down the pit road as they pushed his car. As you know, they wanted to show that they were all connected and unified together. There were also a lot of fans in the crowd wearing Black Lives Matter shirts that say "I can't breathe." So it really showed that people, you know, I think especially banning the Confederate flag helped show for people who maybe didn't want to come out anymore that, hey, come on out. It's safe now. Like, you can come to a NASCAR event and you're not going to get heckled or treated like shit or looked down upon. You know, I think it seemed like a more welcoming show for them or event.
Worry about a noose being in your garage.
Yeah, they're like, no, not happening. We're not letting this happen. We will unify to, say that we denounce this.
Mm-hmm. It's necessary to, man, they needed to take that quick of an action.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, oh, absolutely. I mean, man, fucking scary times, dude. I'm glad that all the drivers showed support and did that for him. Did they figure out where that came from, or?
To my knowledge, no. But I know Bubba did say that he thinks that after that race, he thought that the sport was changing. He was like, this is a change for the sport.
And it looks like he was the one that pushed NASCAR to ban the Confederate flag at its venues.
Yes.
Which is dope.
So, good job, Bubba Wallace.
Yeah, good job.
We are behind you.
It's really awesome. And that's awesome that there's a lot of people that came out in support with the Black Lives Matter t-shirt. And that there are fans that totally, absolutely understand what's going on here.
It's possible that there's plenty of fans amongst plenty of people amongst NASCAR fans that already kind of believed in this, and maybe they felt like intimidated to
say something,
to be a part of those opinions. So
absolutely,
there's probably people coming feeling braver about joining in that hadn't really taken watch of NASCAR before, and people not afraid to show this support at NASCAR now, and you can bet there will be probably new people coming in and new fans.
Absolutely, which is great. Because and this just shows you that you can never look at somebody and just judge who they are and what they represent and who they think they are, or who you think who a person is. As in, you can never look at somebody that enjoys NASCAR and just be like, oh yeah, he's a racist because he enjoys NASCAR. I mean, there's stereotypes out there that shouldn't exist. People enjoy the things that they enjoy, and that's what it is. And it's on both sides, on unless if they are actually racist or a neo-Nazi or anything like that, don't look at what they are enjoying and just be like, yo, it goes on every side of all the angles.
It's like we talked about in our first episode. Like we talked about, like, what's a football fan? Would football fans
what is a football?
Bring Colin Kaepernick back? Would they accept him? And we said then that we didn't think it was just a bunch of, the perception is that it's like ex-football players from high school and rednecks and stuff who like football, but that's an old perception.
Yep.
That's not true. Like everyone likes football now, and now I could see this opening the door for a lot more people to accept NASCAR because of preconceived notions against it. This may change their mind.
Yeah, and I'll tell everybody that I've been guilty of that. It's like I've looked at NASCAR fans and think that they're not not totally like racist, but they're probably redneck or something like that. Which is weird to say too, saying that a redneck is not racist, and that's absolutely true as well. But like it absolutely changed my mind years ago about the whole thing, because my brother-in-law that I met enjoyed NASCAR, and he's not racist, and he's not any of those stereotypes, and it's awesome. It opened my eyes and my mind to be able to be like, hey, maybe I should check out some NASCAR. I still don't get it a whole lot, but
Yeah.
like it's cool.
And
it's
that's
cool
just
that somebody
how
likes to enjoy something else.
that's how we accept, that's how people come to get over their prejudices, meeting someone of whatever their prejudice is and realizing, that it's wrong. Like, I've never met a trans person. Trans people are like this. And you meet one, you're like, oh, then my whole notions are completely, wrong of whatever this is or whatever the example is, like people, that's what it takes, in this case it was meeting a NASCAR person, oh gee, they aren't all rednecks and racists and Confederate flag waving people, because that's not true.
Yeah.
And that's how
People
it
are
is with
people.
most prejudices.
That's the thing. You're absolutely right, James. People are people, and
So why can't you see?
and so like,
You and I should get along so awfully.
It's a beautiful song. I love that song.
Love that song. That's it. That's a wrap, boys.
That's a wrap. All right,
Nailed
good
it.
job.
Nailed it.
Yeah.
Good night, everybody.
So with that, like, we're gonna go on another a lighter note. I mean, that was a good story. This is, I mean, the beginning of it wasn't, but then we got into like more of it, and like it became like awesome, right?
Yeah.
This next one, NBA, Kevin Love. Remember that guy that used to be on the Timberwolves that went over the Cleveland Cavaliers? He is donating $500,000 through his foundation to UCLA's psychology department on Monday. He's been outspoken of in his own struggles with panic attacks and anxiety, and he's deciding to give some of his money to help prevent and treat and diagnose and destigmatize, like we were saying before, which is the same thing that we're just talking about, anxiety and depression.
That's beautiful.
Good job.
Really good.
Which is awesome. It's really, that's something that I've really enjoyed more recently in my life and over these past times, is how we're able to start talking about depression and anxiety a lot more openly about things, because more people are coming out and being like, yeah, I am dealing with this too, and I'd rather have people realize that they're not alone.
Yep. I'm glad that it's being able to come forefront in sports. I mean, people are talking about it in football finally, and basketball, and it's really nice to see that they're working to help destigmatize it.
And when things start being brought up in sports, I really feel that that's when things become a lot more mainstream and a lot more paid attention to.
Yeah, it's a platform and a vehicle,
It's a huge
for ideas and cultural ideas.
And
definitely.
And players have never, in the history of being a sports player, there's never been a time where that I can think of that they didn't use that platform to say something or stand up against something. Even on the grand stage of the Olympics, people don't shy away from it in sports, and which is a great thing. You don't see that in a lot of industries. You see a lot of people just shying away from the hot topics because they don't want to be found on one side of the fence or the other. And with Kevin Love doing this is great, because once again, somebody might be depressed, but they're still human. And with destigmatizing it, and also people talking more openly about it, it'll allow people to see signs of what's going on and have options to reach out and help, which is good. And then,
is the NBA coming back?
It's working on it, just like everything else.
Is league canceled?
Just like everything else, they're working on it still. There's been a bunch of players that are outspoken saying that they don't want to be the league to start, like we talked about last week. However, like they have the option to sit out if they want, and the NBA came out with like a fact sheet of which teams are going to be allowed and that are going to be playing the rest of the season, and what aspects are going to happen here. And so a total of 22 teams would return to play this season, and the season would start July 31st is the tentative start date. The finals would end no later than October 12th. They're starting, or they're still working on the agreement with Walt Disney Company to use Walt Disney World Resort near Orlando, Florida, as a single site for a campus for all games, practices, and housing for the remainder of the season. Yes.
What is this the 2020 season?
Yeah.
The 2019-2020 season, yeah.
2019-2020 season. So they're still. So when the next season should be starting, they'll be finishing the finals.
Yeah.
Okay, so this is still trying to finish
Just
the
trying
NBA
to finish
season.
the NBA season, which we talked about in a previous episode being, like going to take 20 years. So no surprise, we're on track for that to happen.
Yep.
Yeah.
So July.
No, I was hoping this was like they're starting up the 2020 season, and like they'll get to the end of the last season like eventually, like when they got time.
No.
So just like carry on with new seasons and be like, oh yeah, remember that half season we didn't finish like years ago, and then they'll just like force all the players to go back to the teams they were playing with then to like go and finish out the season.
Oh, that'd be something else. That'd be totally something else. No, they're still working on it. They're just waiting. They're just waiting for the agreement from the Walt Disney Company.
Basically.
But they July 31st, they'll have 22 teams to return. In the Eastern Conference, it'll be the Milwaukee Bucks, Toronto Raptors, Boston Celtics, Miami Heat, Indiana Pacers, Philadelphia 76ers, Brooklyn Nets, Magic, and the Wizards. Western Conference would be the Lakers, Clippers, Nuggets, Jazz, City Thunder, Houston Rockets, Mavericks, Grizzlies, Trailblazers, Pelicans, Kings, Spurs, and Suns. So if you noticed, the Minnesota Timberwolves didn't make that list.
So when do they start?
What about those teams that aren't part of the list? Because obviously
they're in off season.
So they're in off season, so they get a lot of time to rest and get.
Yes.
Oh man, they're gonna have. Wouldn't they have an advantage in the upcoming 2021 season?
Because if the rate they're going, it would be weeks. They would have weeks to prepare for the next season after the finals if you win. So let's say the Clippers or Lakers win the finals. Let's just say the Clippers do. They would have only a handful of weeks before the next season, like maybe 3.
Oh,
2 weeks
that'd
maybe.
be really good for them.
That'd be
and
actually,
then boom, it's the next season.
And then that'd actually put them at an advantage, the teams that are in that bubble.
But their team would change too. Like they would have all their off-season acquisitions, and all that stuff would happen to change.
So they wouldn't have to.
So they would.
Practice.
So you would go from gelling and being fully ready to new team. Boom.
Ooh.
Nah, there's nothing wrong with that. I mean, that's every team's dream is to have that in between seasons, right?
Okay, I want to go a little bit further here, but like I want to go back. So like I want to go into the time a little bit, and then back into the future in a little bit of time, but not like the movie.
Okay.
Like I just want to talk about 2020, 2021. So when that comes up, do all the teams go to Walt Disney World?
Let's just all go there anyway.
Yeah, let's go.
Everyone. Everyone, we're going to Disney World. We'll see you there.
I would assume that the contract agreement that they're talking to Walt Disney World together right now, it would be about just this specific.
Yeah, I would guess that too.
Finishing up 2019-2020, and they would have to renegotiate a full 2021 season, right? If they wanted to do a full one, that'd be a lot of time.
If they, well, yeah, look at how long it's taken them to negotiate this. I don't know how they would ever
Not
get
even the
this done.
negotiation, but like the season's like what, 82 games?
Yeah, they'd probably shorten that too, though.
They're gonna have 82.
And they'd have to negotiate that season.
You know, I would almost think that different parts of Disney World would be taken over by each team, and then they eventually the food would stop coming into Disney World because everybody else is still working outside and nobody's wearing masks and whatnot, and nothing requires people to wear masks because whatever, like people are scared to pass laws to have it happen or ordinances for it to happen because they're scared of Karens. They'll start up tribes. They'll start up tribes, and then oh man, they'll have basketball tribes, and they'll never leave the bubble because it's like the only place to be, unless and then they'll end up reconnecting the internet, and then connect up with Fight Island, and then they would realize that there's another tribe out there. And
they would interact by surfing on the interweb.
Yeah. There's no zombies or anything. It's just everybody's dead except for on Fight Island and NBA Disney World. Man,
they'll have to rebuild society.
I don't know. Have you seen the recent reports from Florida? Maybe it won't be that good there.
Oh, that's right.
I don't want to go there.
Yeah, there was like no. They added like 4,050 new cases last Saturday, which broke a previous single-day record of 3,822 set on Friday. In 2 days. In 2 days. Fuzzy math. Ready? 8 and what?
That's like 400 every hour.
Holy shit! That's a good.
Yeah. Pretty much. I mean, basically,
they just reached over 100,000 cases in Florida alone.
And this is where these sports want to go to isolate.
I mean, the WWE's already being able to do it, so why not?
Ooh, about that, yeah. So someone got it, and they've had to cancel some of their tapings and had to reschedule a whole bunch of stuff because one of their NXT personalities got it. I don't know who. But
aren't they quarantined?
Not, I guess, that well.
Oh man.
Well, no, they started letting in more people. They actually just started letting in non-quarantined people into the events. And gee, what happens the first time they do that?
Oh boy.
How could this happen?
Oh boy.
How could this?
What happened?
I mean, all we did was let more people in and be near each other, and is like without really taking good precautions. How could this happen? No, I don't know. This is weird.
It kind of reminds me of my home, my where we broadcast from.
Yeah, dude.
Fucking
open up dine-in, restaurant dine-in services, and within days it's just like shut down.
Not require masks, and all of a sudden these places all shut down on their own accord.
Well, you know what we should do if everything shuts down?
Because their staff gets it, which is really sucky for their staff.
Ooh.
Was that?
But what we should do is, if everything gets shut down again, is we should get looking into this Super Smash Brothers Melee Online I've heard about.
What's that?
I've heard of that.
Yeah.
What is that? Yeah, J-Mez, did you want to tell me a little bit about that?
It's probably like the most popular video game
of all time.
I know what Super Smash Brothers Melee is, don't you?
Well, okay, so the Smash Brothers series has been around.
I don't think you know.
for like since '98 probably. I don't know. It was on the Nintendo 64.
Okay.
Anyway, the GameCube version caught a lot of steam with a grassroots tournament scene for several years, outliving even past the next two iterations of Smash Brothers for subsequent consoles. And yeah, so it stayed strong for a long time, a GameCube game. There's some great progress being made with fans of the game working really hard for free, basically working on emulation of this game in order to add online capability, which has been around for a few years. But
is that through the Dolphin emulator?
That is the name of the emulator.
Yes,
Okay.
so that would that's a reference to the unreleased Nintendo system, correct?
Yeah, that was the code name for the GameCube.
Yes.
Yes, was the Dolphin.
Yeah, that's what it was.
So,
the code name.
So these great, wonderful people in the Smash community wrote some new netcode. I don't know the intricacies of it, but it's super fast, super smooth. People are getting connections cross-continent with, excellent ping. So, especially at a time when everyone, these tournaments often are best in person at larger gatherings.
Yeah.
And that can't happen really right now. So having good online access to any video game right now is gonna help its life. So this is good news for the smashers
That's cool.
of the world that want to stay home and
Smash
play
it up.
some Smash. It's gonna be great.
Cool.
I'm gonna do it.
No, I bet you will. I bet you will.
Like twice maybe.
So, where are they going to do that? Just all online, huh?
Mm-hmm.
It's too bad.
Yeah.
It's really too bad that regular sports, other sports can't do it. Like
Just go online.
Go online.
Mhm.
Like the MLS is coming back. I heard
Mm-hmm.
July 8th to August 11th.
Where at?
One guess. No, two guesses. Two guesses. I'll give you two guesses.
Okay. Here's my first guess.
What's your first guess?
At
Guess.
Denny's.
At Denny's, yeah. Yeah, they're going to have 26, all 26 clubs participate at Denny's. Or they,
Oh, nice.
yeah.
Yeah, they're gonna have it in Florida. Surprise.
Whoa.
And instead of being at the Disney Center, it's going to be at the ESPN Wide World of Sports Complex, which is also owned by Disney.
Yeah.
It's a trap.
So Disney's making a lot of money
I
here.
was just going to say Disney raking in that money. I need
Yeah,
to
they're-
get a soundbite. Ching, 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 ching.
Yeah, I wonder how Scrooge McDuck feels about all this.
Oh, boy. Oh, he's loving it. He's absolutely loving it. Because that's going into
Yeah, the
his
tournament.
coffers.
The tournament has the worst name ever, though. It is called the MLS is Back Tournament. That's its name.
So MLS is now back tournament?
Yeah, MLS is Back Tournament.
Oh, MLS.
MLS
is
is back tournament.
Back tournament.
Yeah. Yep.
That's what MLS is now.
Back Tournament.
Back tournament.
Yeah.
Watch
It's a terrible
the
name.
back tournament.
Terrible name.
So
They
it's
need
just,
to figure out how to run a sport.
yeah, that's weird.
These guys got to tune into our show.
So
I tell you.
Did they
Seriously.
So did they have a season going on before the pandemic hit?
They did. They got 2 games in.
Okay, so they just decided to say fuck that season, and they're coming back. They're coming back with it works. It works. They're coming back with the back tournament, and it's just going to be a tournament, and they're going to win a 2020. The winner earns the 2021 CONCACAF Champions League spot. What does that mean?
So that means that they'll get into. There's another championships league that goes on during the MLS season. There's all sorts of championship leagues that go on during the seasons, and this will put you in a better position for that league, which is how you get the true championship. I can't remember how MLS works. There's so many different tournaments for them, but that's how soccer is, or football, I should say.
And then pre-tournament draw to assign groups. Regular season continues.
They already did that, yeah.
And then the regular season continues after the tournament. And then my question again, we're going to fast forward into the future. Where is the next tournament or the next season going to be located? Is it going to be at the ESPN Wide World of Sports complex? And is that going to last forever? Or until the pandemic's done?
It's
or
supposed to go home.
Have to renegotiate
They're supposed
this shit?
to go home, but you're right, yes.
Like, what if they can't? Are they going to...
That's exactly the point, yes. So and then what? Then they have to do there again.
Jesus.
Yeah, so we'll have our new society of soccer players that are trapped in one portion of Disney,
dudes,
and our new society of basketball players trapped in another portion.
Dudes, that's exactly what's happening right now. They're setting up they're setting up the centers for future society, not because of sports needing to come back, but ultimately because that's the centers of society is Orlando. They have everything set up already. You know, like they have the amenities to host all these people, you know, all these teams and stuff. That's what's happening. They're starting up the population center. They're starting up the centers, and they're starting it up with the elite people that are a part of our society. These motherfuckers are strong. These motherfuckers are smart.
So this is an attempt to like kind of just like preserve some of our best athletes.
Yeah. This is
and
all,
like trap them in a little bubble. On Disney.
Don't quote me on any of this, and I'm just making all this up in my head. You know, guys, just
it's probably
just
real.
To put that out there because I don't fucking like conspiracies and people putting that shit out there that isn't true or whatever. But you know, it's fun to think. You know, it is fun. It would be a good movie. Copyright Fuzzy.
Yeah.
So my movie is, instead of, you know, them trying to actually get, I already told you guys too much.
Yeah. Don't give it away. Don't give it all away.
Yeah. What if they're actually setting up the cities for after the pandemic is done, you know, quote unquote.
Yeah.
The meteor is gonna hit, you know.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, guys. I really went on. I don't know.
It's
an interesting thought.
Good luck.
It's not real, guys. But yeah. so we're gonna stop going into the future here, and we're gonna go back to the past, or not? No, we're not going to the past. We're going to now. So they're gonna be doing the tournament in the ESPN Center, which is owned by Walt Disney. They're gonna do the NBA in Disney World, hopefully, if they do. NHL is
going to Disney World.
Well, they're not going to Columbus or Minnesota.
Yeah, they said fuck that.
Yeah, that's definitely it. They're still looking for sites. Now Canada has been proposed. That's actually an option.
Ooh, that'd be a good option.
But you go to New Zealand.
Yeah, just go to New Zealand.
That'd be great.
Have a vacation.
That'd be really cool.
Safer there.
Yeah.
Let's go film an Adam Sandler movie
New
there.
Zealand won't. Soon they're not going to let anybody in.
Oh yeah, that's right.
Did you hear that they accidentally got a couple people through with
those Brits.
No.
Just
kidding. But yeah, the NHL announced Friday that after 200 plus tests had been administered since Phase 2 got underway, 11 returned positive. So their season's still pretty. And once again, we're talking about 2019, 2020. God, they got to stop.
Just
They gotta just give it up. League's canceled. Didn't
League's
they get the
canceled.
memo?
On really awesome news, the player that played 800 NHL games for 4 different organizations since 2005 and won the Stanley Cup with the St. Louis Blues last year, veteran forward Chris Thorburn announced his retirement on Monday, today. So congratulations to Chris Thorburn for an awesome
Good career.
and congratulations on the Stanley Cup. Definitely watch that. That was a lot of fun.
Yeah, that was great.
Yeah, he finished with 53 goals and 81 assists for 134 points. He's 6'3". Had 968 penalty minutes during his NHL career.
Oh my god,
So he was a tough guy.
it's a long time. All right.
So WWE Backlash happened, didn't it?
Yeah, that was a couple weeks ago.
I heard that. I heard from all the announcements that it was fucking great.
Oh yeah, no,
Right?
they lied
Was
to you.
Who lied to me?
No,
Really?
everyone.
Everyone?
Yeah. Yep. It called itself the
I
greatest wrestling match ever, and it was terrible.
Yeah, that's what
the greatest wrestling match ever.
WWE said that. I read that.
That already happened.
Agreed.
That was WrestleMania 5 main event.
I mean, they had Edge versus Randy Orton.
Yeah, that was not a good match at all. I mean, well, it was good, but it just went on too long, and the whole time they kept avoiding each other's they kept getting out of each other's moves, and it's like, this is great, 4 times, not every single time you try to go to an arcade. I don't know. I didn't like it.
They had Akuska versus Nia Jax.
Asuka versus Nia Jax.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was the worst match. It ended in a countout. Both got counted out.
What?
Even though
that was
Asuka
so
was
cool.
just about to jump back in the ring at the time of the countout, and so Asuka retained her championship, and basically the match meant nothing.
Okay. Apollo
Yeah.
Crews. The United States Championship. Apollo Crews versus Andrade.
I don't even remember that match.
Okay.
That's how great that one was.
Jeff Hardy. Jeff Hardy's always good. He was another match.
Now this was probably one of the best matches they had, and it was still only okay because Sheamus just beat up on Hardy the whole time. Like, Jeff Hardy was great, but I mean, watching him get his ass kicked the whole time is only, that's not that fun of a match.
What about Universal the Championship? Braun Strowman, and The Miz and John Morrison, those are good card. That's a good card.
That was a pretty okay match. I'd give that as probably one of the better ones, only because The Miz and John had a chance to beat Braun, and they were on a tag. They were a tag team against him for the championship, and one was jealous the other was going to get the championship and pulled him off, so that then they both lost.
Okay.
But
Classic.
yeah, it was predictable, but that was probably the best match, I'd say.
Okay, and so that's the best match. Drew McIntyre versus Bobby Lashley, Banks and
Lashley.
Yeah,
that was okay.
Banks and Bailey versus the Iconics versus Blisses and Cross, Street Profits versus Viking Raiders.
That was the weirdest one.
What's your rating from 1 to 126?
Ooh, I'd give it a solid low. 1 being low, right?
1 being low, yeah.
Okay, I'd give it like a 25.
Oh man, I'd give it a 3.
A 3.
The Street Profits and Vikings Raiders one was a cinematic match. It could have been great, but it just seemed too, I don't know, off-putting. Like the whole time, I don't know. It was just not that great. So I give it a 20. 20 out of 160 or whatever you said.
Okay. 126.
I want to say something.
What do you want to say?
Yeah, what?
I want to say something.
What do you want to say?
This is what's happening at WWE. Like, man, I'm really partial to older eras when the characters seemed like, Saturday morning cartoons, instead of like, I'm Drew and this is Bobby and we're gonna have a wrestling match.
You like personalities, right? That's what you want more of is characters.
But also the other thing is, when did there become a title for everything? Like, I remember there being like a championship belt and like a tag team championship belt and like maybe another one, Intercontinental. Like, I look at this and every match listed is a championship. Like, is wrestling going the way of the participation trophy here?
Well,
like everyone's got to feel special. Like,
because
we want to have a title match too.
Each brand, Raw and SmackDown, have their own equal chips for every single championship. So there's a double belt for every belt. There's an equal.
So. But then, why does everything have to be a belt?
I don't know. That's
just do some wrestling, man.
Yeah,
it used to be so easy.
Yeah.
But
then do some wrestling.
It makes it fun for
there is AEW. They only have a couple belts. That's it.
Yeah, AEW is great. Watch that.
It's way better.
Yeah, Fyter Fest is coming up next week, and they have every one of their championships is up on the line at Fyter Fest.
Well,
it's a 2-week event.
Well, JMS doesn't want belts.
I do want AEW.
Okay.
I do.
You were just saying that you didn't want belts, and then C-Dubs was all like, "Yo, there's a show that you can watch that has all belts."
Well, no, I'm just saying he doesn't want a million belts. You want belts that have stakes that matter.
Yeah. I get it. I'm joking, guys.
I know.
But I want AEW.
So Firefest is next week.
Yeah.
Okay.
John Moxley versus Brian Cage for AEW Championship. That should be really good. Those two are brutal type wrestlers, technical yet can go crazy and beat the crap out of you. So that should be a really fun match.
Okay.
Kenny Omega and Hangman Adam Page versus Best Friends for the Tag Team Championships. Another 2 solid tag teams. I'm really excited for that one. And then Cody Rhodes versus Jack Hager for the TNT Championship.
What's a TNT Championship?
TNT Championship is basically like a cruiserweight championship. It's so every Wednesday that belt is up for grabs basically because it's on TNT. So
yeah.
But yeah, so the TNT Championship will be on the line, and then Sheeta versus Ford for the Women's Championship, and then a great matchup coming as soon as Jericho and Orange Cassidy have been beefing, and that should be a really fun match.
Yeah, that's going to be a lot of fun. How can you tune into that?
So that'll just be on Dynamite on TNT.
Okay.
So you don't actually have to buy a pay-per-view. You just tune in to TNT on Dynamite Wednesday nights.
Oh, no,
and
sweet.
You get to watch it on the 1st and the 8th. They'll be having
sweet.
2 nights of it.
Sweet. I'll have to set up myself a reminder for that. I got myself a new phone, and man, I can set up reminders now.
Yeah.
Let's all do it.
And what also is really, really, really fucking fun is those marble runs that we watched. I watched that way back before anybody. Not to be that type of person. I'm not that type of person
with you.
to say that I watched it before everybody else. But when I was all laid up, James and I found those marble runs, and it was really cool. It's really cool to see that they progressed into the point where it has become viral now, and the biggest thing is that they've upgraded, which is our big theme since we started up with season 2 is that we're gonna upgrade.
We love upgrades.
Which we're gonna do during the off season before we start up season 4 or season 3 is we're gonna upgrade more. We won't get past season 3 and just all of a sudden be in season 4. That would be way too long for us to wait to come back.
Yeah, what do you think we are, the NBA?
We're not the NBA. No, fuck that. But yeah, Marvel they've improved a lot, and I'm happy to see that they're actually coming back, and I'm happy. I'm excited to see what they're doing to upgrade this next season.
Yep.
They're coming
just
back.
Started this.
When are they coming back? What's going on?
Just started this last weekend. They had some new episodes come on, and so they're going to update. I believe it's like twice a week. They'll have a new, either a qualifying round or the actual run itself, because they don't just do the simple match. It's not just like watching one race. You get to watch the qualifying rounds, see what order they go in for the race, and then all that. So yeah, they started up the new season. It's exciting.
And they also have kind of like what do you call it? Almost like the equivalent to different races. So like, are there different?
Yep. Yes, there's Marbula 1, which is more like Formula 1 racing style thing, where they actually have brands behind the names, like I can't think of any right now, but like a Formula 1 racing type stock or something, and then they've got more Olympic style ones where it's like last man standing type thing, where they go down a tube and it spins, and whichever ball lasts or marble lasts the longest is the winner. So they've got those two, and then they've got the regular races as well, which is just the regular league. So they've got 3 different versions of those, along with also they do special ones where they go to the beach sometimes and dig out sand, carved ones. So they've got a lot of variety with the different matches.
Yeah. And you know what's the best thing? Is that league's not canceled when it comes to marbles.
Nope. No one's got to get sick. Doesn't put anyone's life at risk. It's a beautiful thing. We should be watching more of that.
Go Marbles.
Go Marbles. Go Marbles. You know what else is not canceled? Fuzzy Memory Trivia. Fuzzy Memory Trivia. Oh yeah. We got a score of 4-3. Absolutely, that's exactly what it is. We don't need to go back in the timelines and check to see if I'm correct, because I know I'm correct. You guys cool with that?
Yep.
Yeah, we established that you were very correct earlier in this episode, in fact.
Well, it is my memory, so okay. To start off here, we're going to ask James a question. How many stitches are on a baseball?
There's 214.
Incorrect. C-dubs.
120.
Incorrect. 108.
108.
C-dubs.
Everybody's second guess.
Which sport was the largest number of participants in the world?
What sport has the largest number of participants?
Yeah.
Yeah, what is it?
World War II.
What?
Gross.
Incorrect. James?
The sport with the largest amount of participants in the world is indeed soccer.
Incorrect. Fishing. James,
What?
in what year did boxing become a legal sport in the U.S.?
Boxing, a legal sport in the U.S., I'm going to say 1923.
Incorrect. C-dubs.
1889.
Incorrect. 1901.
Damn.
Okay.
Somewhere in between.
Yeah. We're on a roll here.
Mm-hmm.
C-dubs. Who holds the record in basketball for the most fouls?
Dennis Rodman.
Incorrect. James.
Michael Jordan.
Incorrect. Kareem Abdul-Jabbar with 4,657.
Jeez.
Nice work. Yeah.
James, in which sport did Sonny Liston participate?
So listen, he was a golfer.
Incorrect. C-dubs.
Ice skating.
Incorrect. Boxing. He was a heavyweight.
Whoa.
Okay. C-dubs. In which sport might you find a dagger and a trapeze?
Hatchet throwing.
Incorrect. James.
Bowling.
Incorrect. Sailing.
Sailing.
Okay, well that ends that round of fuzzy memories. Good job.
It's like
We're
it didn't
smart.
even happen.
Good job, guys.
Yeah, we did it. We're smart.
We're still at 4-3. 4
Like
to
it
3.
should be.
Yeah, like it should be. I guess. I mean, wow, that time went fast. I think we did a good job with the second to last episode. Remember, everybody, next episode is the last episode of the season. We are not canceling FuzzJockRadio. Don't listen to Trevor May. We're still gonna go. But yeah, I think we did a good job, guys.
Great show.
What are you gonna be doing next week, C-dubs?
Working,
got?
I guess.
Yeah, you got some work to do.
Jeez, I was thrown off there. I'm
Yeah.
usually second.
Yeah, I know. I like right when I said that, I thought about that. I'm like, yeah, let's put him on the spot.
Oh, you got me. Yeah, I'll probably just be working a little bit and watching some old episodes of Raw and SmackDown.
Nice.
Mm-hmm.
Nice. James, you got any big plans going on?
Well, I'm gonna get working on my MLB The Show season. Bomba Squad 2020 is not canceled as well on the show.
Oh man, I need to get that and start up a league with you. That'd
Yeah,
be
dude.
dope. That's what
Bomba
people should
season.
do.
That's
People-
what everyone should just be doing. Like, stop waiting for sports to come back. Just like go play some video game sports, or like
Yeah.
find someone streaming some video game sports. Like, it's not that bad. It's fun. Come
It
on.
is fun.
Mm-hmm. Fuzzy, how about you?
Well, I'm gonna do the things that I usually do, and actually, one of the things that I'm gonna do is talk to you guys about the upcoming final episode, and talk to you about maybe possibly having it a special episode where it's a 2-hour episode. But we'll talk about that off air. But yeah, I'll do the things that I do, what I normally do, and just be happy and go lucky as much as I can. One of the things that I was talking to somebody about is that, I asked somebody, a friend or acquaintance or whatever, of how are they doing, and we all have this asterisk now, and it's good that it's happening, so everybody's waking up, and people feel that they shouldn't say that they're doing okay. And that's really tough, It's really tough. Everybody's going through a lot of stuff right now, and there's a lot of good change happening. And there's a lot of things that are happening that for some people is tough, and especially with COVID. But don't feel bad. If you're having a good day, recognize that. Tell yourself that you're going to have a good day. And don't feel burdened that you're going to have a good day. Because I'm going to have a good day tomorrow. And I really hope that you have a good day as well.
Baseball is fun again in Minnesota.
Oh my God! Marty Nelson! Touchdown! Are you kidding me? It's a Minneapolis miracle!
3 seconds. 1 second. The drought is finally over. 13 years of disappointment and frustration has come to an end.
Watch the line, gives it back to Koivu. Niederreiter, a deflection, Spurgeon backs it out of the air and scores! What a play by Spurgeon!
3 seconds. No seconds. That's it. Final number 4 for the Minnesota Lynx dynasty. Comes with the taste of sweet redemption.
Slipping it through now, it's Darwin Quintero! Around the goalkeeper, and Quintero scores! He's back! Goal number 15 of the campaign in all competitions! And Darwin Quintero returns and paves a pathway for Minnesota United here!
The best to you from
Fuzz Talk.
radio. KMRT.